from here to be an all-time great.
You're now rocking with the best.
Purple yellow, purple yellow, purple yellow, purple yellow.
The Lakers repeat back-to-back title.
Welcome to the Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast.
Oh, he's smoking hot.
The latest Laker news.
Another great Showtime feed.
The greatest Lakers show.
This is going to be legendary for a long time.
This is the Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast.
Lakers all day.
Go Lakers!
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Big Baby here, man. Welcome to another episode of Big Baby Sports, man. Today is Kobe Bryant Day, 8/24. Happy birthday, belated birthday, Black Mamba, man. It's an honor to Kobe, man. We're doing the show Kobe Day, and fans can come on here today and talk about it, talk about Kobe's greatness and all that good stuff. And I'm excited for today's show, very, very excited. Bringing people on want to come on, talk about Kobe's legacy and what they meant to Kobe. You know what I mean? And first and foremost, Kobe Bryant mean everything to me on this, just in life. You know what I mean? And he inspired me to do YouTube and podcasting and all that. And he inspires me each and every day when it comes to this podcasting, and that's what I look up to Kobe, man. He inspires me, And shout out to everybody in the stream, man. Gamer Bro, Angry Lakers Fan TV. Yes, what's up, man? If y'all want to stop by, come on the show, man. The link's right here to come on. Anybody can come on, man. It's honoring Kobe Day, What he meant to you, what he meant to me, he means everything. You know what I mean? And he's a true profession, with his demeanor, his hustle, his tenacity, his desire, his hunger, his fighting for the game and passion for the game and all that good stuff, man. All that good stuff. Kobe Bryant is an icon around the world, not just in LA, but like in overseas and all that good stuff, And Kobe has a never give up mentality, but push through that stuff, you know what I mean, regardless of any situation, and Kobe, like this journey, man, I'm on this podcasting journey, man, I'm going for it, I'm putting in the work each and every day. That's what I love to do, that's what I love to do. I'm a big time, fan of the game, shout out to Angry Lakers Fan TV, man. Go subscribe to his channel. And also make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. We're at 710 subscribers. Let's get them up. Let's get to 800, man. And like for you guys are people listening to me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, man. What are your guys' favorite Kobe Bryant moment? Put them in the comment section down below. Put them in the comment section down below, man. It's Kobe Day, man. So anybody can come on today. You know what I mean? Anybody can come on today. Anybody can come on. Anybody want to chime in about their favorite Kobe moment and all that stuff, man. For me, man, my favorite Kobe Bryant moment is hit 81-point game. He just took over. It was against Toronto when they had Chris Bosh on the team, and Toronto really wasn't good. He really wasn't good. Toronto really wasn't good. But Kobe had to do anything he could to get that job done. What's going on, Anderson? What's up? 8/20/40. Happy Mama. Yep, happy Mama Day. But Kobe had to do whatever is necessary to get the job done. Just to beat Toronto. He said, "Give me the ball and get the hell out of my way. I'm gonna beat Toronto if I have to score 100 if I have to." You know what I mean? He did what he did, and I like what he did. Kobe Bryant is. That to me, that's one of my best Kobe Bryant moments of all time. 81. You got times where Kobe Bryant sprained his finger, right? Usually players would sit out. Athletic trainer Gary Beatty said, "Let me pop that back in." popped it back in and shot a three right after that. You know, he was against the Spurs. I remember that. You know, just his desire, his hunger. You know, I like his attitude, his hustle, just in general, man. He's a great dad off the court. He's a great dad off the court, man. You know, the daughters that he has. You know, yeah. What's up, Sean? How you doing, man? How you doing? Hope all is well. You know, hope all is well. Sean, what's going on, man? Yeah, man. If y'all want to come up, man, link is in the description box to come on, man. Talk about Kobe, man, and all that good stuff. Let's see here. Let's see. You know, bring some people along, send them the link. You know, but make sure you guys subscribe to that channel, man. Big Baby Sports, man. Got a lot of things coming for this channel very soon, man. You know, but yeah, man. What are your guys' favorite Kobe moments, man? Like mine. You know, like for me, man, Kobe is a tremendous person, athlete. You know, he set the example when it takes to win it. He set the example when it takes to win. You know, if you're not up at 5 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're not at the gym at that time, he won't have nothing to do with you. You know, he set the example when it takes to win. You know what I mean? And that's what I look up to. You know, Kobe, man. You know. Let's see. You know, I just like what Kobe does. You know, with the winning mentality, the desire to want to do better in any situation. Perfect example. You know. When it takes to win. You know what I mean? He did anything he could, you know? He set the example, man. He set the example. You know, shout out to everybody in the stream. When the Lakers played against Toronto and Kobe. Yeah, I agree. You know, 100%. That was my favorite too. I liked what he did that game. And the crazy thing part was that Kobe's grandma was the first time she's seen Kobe play, you know, and crazy 81-point game, man. We got Sean up in the building. What's going on, Sean? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, big baby?
What's good, man? Happy 824 day, man. Give us your favorite Kobe Bryant moment.
Man, there's so many memories, man. First off, happy birthday to the Mamba. Top 5 of all time. Pretty much I have so many memories about Kobe, man. It's like, shoot. It's very ironic that every time that he's thinking about Kobe, he has been pretty much throughout my whole entire childhood all the way to adulthood. You know, like, but my favorite memory, one of my favorite memories is when he was like dominating against the Denver Nuggets in that 2009 Western Conference Finals. That shit was awesome. It was pretty much was awesome. Like how the way that Kobe and Melo, the way that they actually go back and forth, it was just like that. It was that war, that feeling of war that you just never really see in basketball like that. It's just crazy. I always even liked the way that how Kobe, like, as far as his versatility, offensively and defensively, he pretty much was on gear all the time, and that's how I feel about it when it comes to Kobe. There's too many memories. Like shoot, I can mention about the 2000 and we could talk about the Olympics, man. Like how Kobe, even though he never wanted to score that much anyway, and when he does, you know, I mean, the teams is losing around 30, 20 points. It is especially, even though he did that to Nigeria, even though, you know, I have a Nigerian ancestry over there. He actually did that to Nigeria so bad, but it's all good though. But regardless though, yeah, Kobe has been among my top 5. Like I know that a lot of people want me to always gonna be will say I overhate LeBron. It's never was about overhating LeBron. I think that a lot of people kind of like get this misconception from me. Like
Mhm.
my criticism with LeBron is that for a guy that you got all this opportunity, all these things, you couldn't even surpass any of that only after what 17 years,
Mhm.
18 years, 19 years. It's like you got into that level around year 20. Like, bruh,
Mhm.
I mean, not
Yeah.
to say that he is not great. He is great. But we have to wait around that time in order to see you are at that expectation that people praise you on that. Like, come on, man. That doesn't really make sense. Like for me, that's like for me, like trying to compare um shit like a Tesla with
Mhm.
cars that with gasoline. Yes, a Tesla conceptually is a better car,
Mhm.
but it's not the most popular car. You're not gonna understand greatness if just because you ride around a Tesla.
Mhm.
You're not gonna understand greatness. It's like yeah, it's conceptually better, but it's not like a better aesthetically looking car. It's not like something that you feel like you love the sound on it. You know that this is a car that is good because of how efficient it is, and also yet the impact of electric cars is still underneath that level of expectation that a lot of people are hyping up. That's how I look at LeBron. LeBron James feels like it's like electric cars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
a yeah.
you are a bigger, stronger athlete. I salute you. You have pretty much LeBron, in my opinion. If I say he's a go on something, business, he is pretty much a go in business because he uses opportunity as far as gain that financial gain. That's great.
Mhm.
But as far as in
Yeah. Yeah.
basketball, you
Yeah.
you still barely put on the bare minimum that a lot of people hyping about since you came to the NBA, and I don't respect that. I just don't. You know what I mean? I just
Mhm.
don't. Like, yeah, Kobe had Shaq, but Shaq know that shit. The reason why he was slacking off because he got Kobe. What if
Mhm.
you was in Kobe's shoes being the sidekick, and then you have to put all that work? Would Shaq be confident, or he has to work out just in order for him to keep up and try to be in the playoffs and finals? That is the difference. People don't understand that, and that's why I always could say he's to me, in my opinion, better than what people say about Bron. You mean again? That's just
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah. Yes. Kobe Day. So no slander. Slandering LeBron Day, man. We can say that for another
I'm
show,
not
man.
slandering LeBron. I say he was great. You see what I mean? I gave him the
Yeah.
man praises, and y'all still say I'm slandering the man. I'm not slandering none. I gave him the praises.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it is what it is.
We got a comment here. I have to read. Yeah, I have to read it. Keeping it real. Big Baby, can you share experience where you were and how you found out Kobe passing? It was actually helping my mom move to her new office work, helping her bring in the furniture and all that. And I got the thing from TMZ. I showed my cousin. My cousin said, "Don't fucking show me that. Knock that phone out your hand." And I showed him again. He knocked the phone out of my hand. Then once TMZ, when Morjanowski confirmed it, then I broke down crying. And yeah, so that's how I found out Blue Magic. But yeah, it's unfortunate that he passed away, and it's sad. And he'll be missed tremendously each and every day, man. And well,
Yeah,
we got somebody that has not been on my podcast in almost a year and a half, man.
oh, okay.
What's going on, Manny?
What's up, big baby?
How you been, bro? Hope all is well, man.
Hope all as well as for the same as you, bro.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bring in my boy Mikhail, PG,
Yo,
man. What's going
yo.
on? What's going on, man?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
How y'all
What's
doing
up?
today?
Everything's great, bro. Everything's great.
Hey,
Yes.
happy Mama Day, man. Happy Kobe Day.
Happy Mamba Day.
Yeah.
Just came back from work, and
Happy Kobe Day.
can't wait for the season to start.
Yeah. Season start, but Mikhail, I'm gonna start with you, man. Give us your favorite Kobe Bryant moment of all time, and what does Kobe mean to you on the personal level?
Man, my favorite Kobe moment, I actually have a couple. One of them was in person. At that time, I was there at KTLA. So, covering the games like the 08, 09 season and the 2009, 2010 season. And I remember my first time, going into the locker room, and you see these guys and you just look at them as these superstars, especially being big Laker fans. And this is a funny moment too. I remember Univision are always bringing the most beautiful women to report and come interview Pau Gasol, and I remember that everybody was blown away, even Kobe. So he sat down in his little ice bucket and he bent over, took a peek, and was like, first question. And everybody in the media started dying laughing. So I'm always remember that. The fun side of Kobe. And as a player, just that whole entire 2009 season, how after losing to the Celtics, you just knew like there was no way that Kobe was not going to win a championship that next year. And the Lakers did exactly what everyone thought, because Kobe was just going to will that team to a championship, and he went and got number 4 and his first ever Finals MVP. So just that entire year, the buzzer beater shots, just the big time plays. That year is just a moment that I'll remember forever.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like Kobe, for me, he inspires me to do this podcasting journey on YouTube, and actually I have a story to me. He actually followed me on Twitter, man. Like, I put down everything I love. Kobe Bryant followed me. I meet him at a conversation, and who would have thought Kobe Bryant would follow me, man? And I actually jumped up for joy, because here's how he followed. Because remember when he tore his Achilles, he was out of the playoffs. People were playing the Spurs in San Antonio. I think it was game 3. He was talking about, what the Lakers need to do to win. I'll follow some fans back. I tweeted, give the ball to Pau Gasol, move the ball around, rotate, cut. 10 minutes later, got a follow. Looked at my phone. I jumping up like I won an NBA championship. My brother Michael was like, "What are you doing?" And Kobe Bryant followed me. He's like, "No, it's not." And I clicked on the where it says Kobe Bryant follows you back. I clicked on it, verified account. I was just jumping up for joy, man. And but he just inspires me to keep pushing, even though sometimes I have down days. Keep pushing.
Yeah, Mamba mentality, man.
Yeah, Mamba mentality, man. So, Manny, what do you think, man? What's your favorite Kobe Bryant moment?
For me, it has to be 2010. The fact that we got revenge on the Celtics, because we all know as diehard Laker fans how much it killed us to lose in 2008. I even tweeted you yesterday. Remember, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you said like it still kills me in 2008. I'm like, yep, it kills me too. And then he came back in 2010. Yes, he didn't have the best finals performance, especially in Game 7, but he got everybody involved. 14 rebounds. He got the assists. He got the boards. Made the free throws. That pass to Ron Artest, now known as Meta World Peace, hitting that shot. Sasha Vujacic hitting those free throws. And then another great moment I have is the 81-point game, of course. That was my first introduction to basketball. Like, I was never into sports before that. I put on the Sports Center highlights of that back in 2006. And ever since then, I got hooked. And Kobe, like, as a person for me, that's like you guys said, he just inspires me every single day. The fact that he would work hard all the time. Name me any other player in NBA history that would get up at 3:00 in the morning just to get to work. Like he's just someone that's so dedicated, and like that's something that no other NBA player you'll ever see from them, because all they want to do is like the James Worthy actually famously said it. Players today, they just want to get tattoos and shoot threes.
Man, facts.
Like Kobe,
I'm happy.
What he does is work.
Manny, I'm happy you brought up 2010, because I think people, they only look at Game 7, but if you look at Games 1 through 6, Kobe was playing amazing basketball. Like
facts.
He was like, it was even to a point to it was like, man, even if the Lakers lose the finals, you might have to really think of Kobe as the finals MVP, because like he was doing his thing, like he was playing amazing. It's just, he had a tough Game 7 because he was pressing so much, because he knew it was like one of the biggest games of his career. He couldn't not beat the Celtics. But yeah, I think people kind of underrate that 2010 series because of that one game, but he was playing amazing.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, they always talk about that one game.
Mm-hmm.
What game? The game?
Yeah, the last game, like Game 7, when like both teams wasn't really that great offensively, but defensively, the Lakers, especially Kobe, put a lot of work on it to the point where he actually allowed his teammates to score, and it actually helps Kobe better because, like, hey, like, yeah, I did most of the work from 1 to 6. Now you guys need to do that work, and Luke Walton. I'm surprised Sasha Vujacic and even the role players was actually very impressive for even that one time. But it was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing, man, and just he did everything. Like Manny said, rebounds, assists. He did other things. The shot wasn't falling. He grabbed rebounds, played defense, and when it mattered the most, he shot that mid range pull up and shot the free throws. I know Bleach just shot the free throws, but he shot them too. But I just liked how Kobe said, "Hell or high water, I'm getting this ring, regardless of my stats, like the shooting percentage. If I have to shoot 7 for 81, who cares? I'm gonna keep shooting, or something along the lines of that. You know what I mean?"
And if they had this new what is it, the Oscar Robertson Award
Mhm.
for the conference finals, Kobe would have had he probably would have had two or three during the Shaq era because it was always him doing a lot of the work during the conference finals because Shaq had tougher matchups against the Spurs, against the Kings, against Portland. That if you had those awards then it will change that narrative of like Shaq carried Kobe for the idiots that say that.
I hate when
Just
people say that.
yeah, because you will see his he had an amazing 2001 playoff run, dominating. He played really great during the 2002 finals, so where he most likely would have got the conference finals MVP, where it would have made people really see like this is really a Batman Superman relationship, not Batman and Robin.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And like the whole Shaq and Kobe thing, man. I feel like if their egos didn't get in the way, I feel like they would have more than five. Kobe would probably at least 6 or 7 by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they would.
So I feel like everything has for a reason, man. But I just feel like those two, in my personal opinion, those are two one-two punch greatest of all time. I know you got Kareem and Magic and Jordan and Pippen, but to me personally, Kobe and Shaq. I'm gonna go with Mikhail. Mikhail, in your opinion, who's the greatest one-two punch of all time?
Uh, Man, that's tough. It's gonna come down to Magic and Kareem and Shaq and Kobe, just because I think as individuals,
Hmm.
what those guys did without each other. But man, I can easily go Shaq and Kobe, just because Kobe was able to go and win 2 rings um, without Shaq, and then Shaq made it to 2 finals without Kobe, and those guys just played so perfectly well together because I love Magic and Kareem, of course, but that Showtime team was more than just them. Like you had James Worthy, who's a Hall of Famer
Hmm.
on that team, Jamal Wilkes, who's a Hall of Famer, Bob McAdoo, Hall of Famer. With the Lakers, they were the 2 Hall of Famers on the team that carried everything and made it all happen. Of course, the Fishers, the Ories, Glenn Rice when he was there for the year. Like they all helped, but when it came to the Hall of Famers playing, it was those two, and they just gave you everything. If you go to a park or you have a dominant wing score and a dominant big, you probably never losing at the park. So I'll go with Shaq and Kobe.
What do you think, Manny? Who's yours?
Honestly, for me, it's tied between Jordan Pippen and Shaq and Kobe. Like, I know I wouldn't really see much of Jordan Pippen because I wasn't alive, but I've seen like The Last Dance and how their chemistry was with Rodman and Longley and Kerr and everything. But then also Shaq and Kobe because there was that Spectrum Sportsnet thing, their Birth of a Dynasty that they showed,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw that as well. Like what Mikhail said, there was the Fishers, the Hories, the Horace Grants. There was just so much chemistry, and the fact that it's like we also what you said, Big Baby. The fact that they're literally an amazing one-two punch combo. If they would have stayed together, they would have won just so much. But the thing is, there was a lot of beef and a lot of feuding between Shaq and Kobe. Like they couldn't keep it together in the locker room. Sadly, if they would have, who knows?
Yeah,
Probably
2
would have looked at
alphas.
like 8 championships, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say 7. I say 7, man. But yeah, what still pisses me off, man. 2004, man. I feel like that year, 2004, man. With Shaq against Shaq, I think Shaq got played by Ben Wallace that series.
Mm.
That still gets to me. Even though we won in 2020, 2010, but still, that I feel like we could have done better. 2004,
Yeah.
2004.
Because
So it's just
Karl Malone got hurt, so that,
Carmelo.
that hurt the Lakers,
Mm-hmm.
and then Gary Payton really got exposed.
Yep.
But and Shaq too, kind of with the pick and roll, and then of course Kobe did he was trying to get his Finals MVP. So, he took a lot of shots that he probably shouldn't have. But it was just the Pistons was just the perfect matchup at that time for the Lakers, and losing Karl Malone killed them. But yeah, man, they were amazing in that era of basketball. Think about it. For them to win those championships, they had to go through Duncan and Robinson, which is a crazy duo. They had to go through an amazing Kings team, who probably is the greatest team to never win a championship. They had to go through that amazing Portland team that they came back from a large deficit to beat. So
In
much,
that
man.
game
Much
7,
kudos.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sean, what you think, man? You still here?
Yeah, my vote is Kobe and Shaq, man. With Jordan pimping, this is like no, like by all means, I'd look at them as more like a duo, because when you actually look at the role players, like again, like guys like man, I forgot his name, but like the player that before he actually, before Miami, and then not Miami, Orlando, he actually was in Chicago. I think
Horace
you guys
Grant.
know what the player I'm talking about, huh?
Horace Grant.
Yeah, Horace Grant. Horace Grant had played a very big significance with Chicago. Like he actually, like, as far as like him being a 6 man slash, oh, like I'm like a big, like a above average defender. I kind of look at it that way as like, okay, and then you have like the second repeat that you have with Dennis Rodman. I kind of look at like Jordan and Pippen as like somewhat more like a tree, like more part of a trio. But with Kobe and Shaq, it was, in my opinion, different. You have a center, you have a dominant center, and also you have a dominant point slash shooting guard that you could just do, is just like you just pass around. If you need to score in the perimeter, you got Kobe. If you need someone to be in the post, you got Shaq. And the way to do is, and also it's very balanced, in my opinion. But that's just me.
Yeah, me too. And like for like we got also mentioned too, Kobe and Pau Gasol too. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're up there too. When he
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're up there too.
when Kobe asked out of LA, all that stuff that happened, and then Jerry Buss said, "No, I'm gonna go get Pau." And then once Pau came, I knew they were gonna work together just by the way Pau Gasol plays, facilitates back to the basket. You know, that mid range, I like that. But 2008, Pau Gasol got exposed by Kevin Garnett, the physicality. But I think correct me if I'm wrong in the comments on here. I think that team going overseas and Spain versus USA, Kobe toughened Pau up.
I agree with that.
And Powell was never a center, so he had to play center.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have that protection, and you see they won the next 2 years when Bynum was there. So he was just playing out of place, having to deal with Perkins and Garnett and Leon Poe and all those guys. So, once he had Bynum there, the Lakers won two straight. So I just think that, even that series they could have won. If you do have a Bynum, a healthy Trevor Ariza, and I believe it was Game 4 that the Lakers were up big and the Celtics made a crazy comeback. I'm like, if the Lakers win that game, they could head to Boston up 3-2, and you don't know how that series goes. So, yeah, Powell was amazing. He was just a perfect fit for the triangle offense, because he was a hell of a passer. And Kobe really had to be his big bro. That's why I think Powell respects him so much, because Kobe brought the best out of Pau Gasol.
Yep, and it's well deserved of like his jersey return. That's well deserved, man. What he was doing with the Lakers, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Memphis retires his jersey too. Wouldn't be surprised. I just like his game, man. We got some similar players. Pau Gasol. You got the Joker. But overall, Pau Gasol is one of my favorite big men Lakers. To you guys, I'm gonna start with Mikhail, Manny, then Sean. Where does Pau Gasol bring to you as a big man, as a Laker?
So Shaq and Kareem are the top two.
Exactly.
He's number 4. Um, I think that he's number 4. Maybe 5, because if you count George Mikan as well,
George
what he
Michael.
was able to do with the Minneapolis Lakers. But hey, to be in that top 5 is incredible. You know, there's a lot of great, like, players that play for the Lakers, and the bigs is one of the best spot. You have AD is coming if he can stay healthy and maybe get another ring or two. But yeah, Paul Gasol, I will have him number 5 after Kareem, Shaq, Will Chamberlain, and George Mikan.
Crazy thing is, I feel like Pau Gasol is so disrespected in NBA history. I literally think he should have been top 75 because, like you said, Mikhail, he's definitely fifth on the greatest big men for the Lakers. Like, you had Kareem, who in my opinion is 1. Number 2, I would have I would have Shaq actually number 2. Third, I would have Chamberlain, and then fourth, I would have like you said, Mikan. But honestly, like I just think he should have been top 75. He's really good. Like Bigger Johnson said as well, he can pass.
Mhm.
Not many big men out there that can pass. Besides what we're seeing now in like this NBA with Jokic, that he's getting in triple doubles and he's able to pass like a point guard pretty much. It's crazy. I literally think he's definitely top 5 in that.
Sean, what you think?
He's definitely top 5. Now, it's debatable when it comes like him and Wilt because like, even though Wilt, stayed the Lakers like in his later years, he did win a championship and also help with Jerry West and indirectly Elgin Baylor to get that championship that they actually really needed because Jerry West actually put in work for many years for the Lakers and close but no cigar. But Powell is one of the most skillful big men I ever seen. He could pass. He could go to the post. Like I think that a lot of people underrate about Powell is that he might be slender, but when he actually do put his mind to it, he can actually make a bit of a force to certain opponents, man. And I actually do appreciate how Powell actually adapt with Kobe, and also, to be honest with you, he even admitted to himself that Kobe motivated him to become a better player. So,
Yeah, most definitely.
they both of them actually help with each other. Like Kobe was able to win without Shaq, and Powell could be, to be now known as among one of the best big men in the league, even among all time. So like I always appreciate Pau Gasol. Andrew Bynum, I'm just gonna keep it 100, man. I wish he would have actually take the game seriously. He would have been a part of that too, if he would take that game seriously. Even that 2009 finals, not 2009 finals, the 2008 finals. If he was over there, Kobe would have won 6, in my personal opinion. But again, hey man, I'm grateful Pau Gasol. I'm gonna be seeing that jersey once they retire it, and I'm really always been respecting and also admire Pau Gasol. Great human being, great player. Salute.
Yeah, man. Pau Gasol up there, man. I just liked how Kobe toughened them up, man. Because he got bullied by Kevin Garnett, Leon Poe, Kendrick Perkins. 2008, man. I'm still pissed off about that, But at the end of the day, we won 2 rings out of it, in 2009 versus Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard. You know what I mean? And that, when that series in 2009, Kobe, hell or high water, said, I'm going to get this ring without Shaq. First ring without Shaq. He's going to do everything. I wish it was Boston, but we got Orlando. To be honest, that was an easy series. Easy. But 2010 was hardest that I've experienced as a fan. So, Mikhail, what do you think? Out of the 5 championships that Kobe Bryant has, what was the toughest challenge for Kobe to get those rings? As far as what was the toughest for those 5 rings?
I would say toughest would be 2010. The ones with Shaq, of course. The first one was tough, but I just look at the finals. The only finals that Kobe had to go Game 7 was Boston because they beat Indiana in 6. They beat Philly in 5, Nets in 4, and then Orlando in 5 games. So it was that one, against Boston, a team that he had to beat. Like he could not have retired with, only 4 and going 0-2 versus Boston. So that team brought the very best out of him and his Lakers with, the Hall of Famers there. So yeah, by far that was the toughest, might have been his toughest series of his career. I'm trying to think either because I know the Kings one was tough, and of course, Portland they were up 3-1, and Portland nearly made the comeback. But I think as far as the victories, I think the finals, the toughest one is the Boston Celtics.
What about you, Manny?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with Mikhail. 2010 was by far the toughest. It's not only because of the series against Boston. You guys are forgetting also in the first round against the Thunder with the upcoming KD and Westbrook. They were emerging. Ibaka was emerging. Harden was emerging, and they actually pushed us to 6. Besides that Utah series where we swept, even Phoenix was tough. I remember Game 5, we barely scrapped out with a win. Meta World Peace ended up hitting that last second shot for us to win the game. So, yeah, I agree with you guys. It was a very tough playoffs 2010.
Yeah.
And I remember I was still like in junior high watching that, and it was insane.
Yeah, most definitely, man. For me, like you said, 2010, was tough, and I feel like that 2010 season, man, the playoffs were tough. Just getting that ring, Kobe's final ring 5. I feel like when he got it, he was like all the weight's been lifted off his shoulders, and he beat Boston. And I like when he jumped on the score table, said 5, and then you could see in his demeanor, when Sasha hit that free throw, he was like, "Let's go!" And then he's like, "Come on, like I'm almost there." And then once they won, all the expression went out, and that's what I like, And it just also too a Kobe Bryant story that I want to bring up about his tenacity and hustle. I think it was when we had Julius Randle, Brandon Bass, Roy Hibbert, and all that. I think it was his final year to practice. He was doing sliding defense. But he set the tempo of that defensive practice. He kept going until exhaustion. He had to play defense like this. At one point, sliding his feet. That's one of my favorite Kobe Bryant moments as well. He setting the tempo. Phil Handy was a coach. I think Darvin Ham was an assistant coach around then. And like that's why I like Kobe sets the example. And a lot of players around the league want to follow the Mamba mentality, and that's what we need. And and today, I'm keeping it real like I do on the show. We don't have a lot. We have a lot of buddy. Let's get blown out by 40. Let's go get something to eat.
Thank you.
We don't have. Oh, you want to? No, you beat me in the finals. I want nothing to do with you until I beat you again. Point blank. Period. You know what I mean? That's how I feel personally. What you guys think?
Yeah, even back then, the guys still hung out and had dinner.
Yeah,
but they just weren't as buddy. Like guys weren't on the court laughing and joking, especially if you're letting like somebody's kicking your butt. It's like, no, I'm serious, But now these guys, they got handshakes that they have together. They're laughing and joking on like it just seems like they're not going for blood like the 90s and early 2000s. And that's why you had such a great era of players that came from there. That's why Kobe being the king of the 2000s really made that much. I always tell people that to me that's the greatest era of basketball when it comes to the talent of basketball, because you had so many great guys like Michael Redd that people don't talk about. Of course, we know like the T-Max and just different guys like that. Pau Gasol was on Memphis winning 50 games every season. So you had so much talent. And it was because everybody was going for blood, and Kobe was like the face of the era.
Go ahead, Manny.
Oh, I totally agree. Basically, this era, it kind of like annoys me a little bit, just because like players like you said, baby, they always want to be buddy. Like no disrespect to LeBron, because like I'm all like very happy what he's done as for us as a Laker fan, but always wants to get this guy, wants to recruit this guy. I tweeted this actually before I came on the show about what Shannon Sharp said on Undisputed, keeping all that energy about KD, where he runs and bounces around and goes here and goes there. If you guys want to see that tweet, you actually go see that tweet after. Like I literally said, like, Shannon, you sound like a hypocrite, because LeBron does exactly the same thing. He goes to get this guy, he goes to get that guy, he goes to run from this, goes to run from that. Kobe stayed for 20 years
Mm-hmm.
loyal. And I just miss that mentality. I missed all that.
Go ahead, Sean.
This air is soft as hell, man. That's the only true statement is this is soft as hell. Not just the players, the fans too. The fans are soft as hell. Yeah, I call all the fans too. You guys be jumping around.
Sean, I can't barely hear you. Are you in the tunnel?
No, I'm outside. You know me. I'm just I'm in the bungalows and some shit. But regardless though, you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. But yeah, like the fans, they're not as loyal or taking this Laker thing seriously. It's like people just like, hey, we're just gonna watch the game. We're gonna have a good time, win or lose. I just have a pick, I have a tweet, and that's all it is. It's just like there's no passion. Like, where is the passion? Like, when I'll be watching a Laker game, regardless if I'm watching in the stadium or I'm actually watching at home, I felt the passion. I was like, always feel like the passion. Laker fans back then would always have the passion. There's no passion anymore. It's awesome. It's so fake. And also back to the players, man. They're too entitled. They wanted to have this. They wanted to have that. Like, shoot, you guys have over $100 million. And you guys barely put the bare minimum for your team, especially for us.
Mm-hmm.
The only, like, for me, again, like, I can say this again. The only player that actually made me feel like, okay, this guy's Lakers, Austin Reeves. He has that passion. He always play hard, 100%, regardless of win or lose. I actually like that. It doesn't make me feel like angry as much as the losses. It's just like, oh shoot, a player that's putting so much effort and he does not care even if he makes like over 100 million. That's a Laker.
Yeah, and I think that we starting to see a little bit of that in the NBA. We're starting to get it back. You got guys like Ja Morant who's coming in and being real fierce and not really even Giannis. Giannis don't be buddy with guys. Giannis.
All right. Okay, let's push back. Giannis, is the best player right now. But come on, man, like
no, he's not.
That humbleness is a bit too much, man. Like I get it, man. You don't want to be disrespectful, but you know that you like. Come on, if I was Giannis and I'm like top 75 player of all time at my own prime, I'm starting in my own prime. I should be talking shit. Yeah. Not all the time, obviously. At least sometimes, like at least some trash talk here and there. LeBron is about to expire. That KD is. He's
last legs.
Yeah.
Like, dang, like KD, man. I'm like KD. I never expect a player like KD to act like that way. I'm like, dang, KD, I want you to be a Laker. I don't want you to be a Laker no more, man. Now you jumping from team to team and trying to feel like you control the shit. Like, bruh, how you gonna control something that you never earned?
Truth.
Yes,
I mean, yeah.
Let me greet
shout out to Showman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, man. What's going on?
Let me greet the big baby. I love you, my man. I've loved your stuff for almost 2 years now. Yeah, we've been buddies almost 2 years. I'm a big fan of your content, particularly when it comes to basketball. I love you. I love your stuff, and I wanted to just hop on for a couple of minutes and pay you some respect and respect to the panel. And I will expand on one point, and then I'll get out of here. There is no passion anymore. It's a rarity. And I hate to bring up an opponent, but let's be truthful here. The only place you see it is in San Francisco.
Thank you.
The only place you saw it in San Antonio for a good 7 years. You saw it with the Bulls, Celtics of the 80s. But right now, the only place you see the passion of playing NBA games, screw the money. They're the richest. It's Golden State. They're the richest team in the league right now. They don't give two damns about the luxury tax. All right, because if they gave a damn about the luxury tax, we wouldn't have the Chase Center. If they gave a damn about the luxury tax, Stephen Curry wouldn't have 2 max contracts. Only player to have not 1 but 2 max contracts. Okay,
I think it's a couple teams. I think it's a couple teams like Miami. I think they're a team
Miami's
that's
not there.
just
Miami
dogs.
is getting there. Miami is getting there.
You're
And
talking about winning. I'm talking about teams that play with a I think they play
yeah,
with a very tough passion. It's
they
just they
do.
haven't won.
They
Memphis,
do.
yeah, Memphis plays with a
Memphis
lot
is
of
another.
fire. That's why they
Memphis is
go at
another.
Golden State.
A team that's going to be on the rise this year though is going to be the Bulls. Because they're going to take that loss they had to Milwaukee 4 games to 1. 3 games to 1. Jeez, I'm old. They're going to take that loss against Milwaukee, and it's going to be fuel for them. It's going to be fuel for them. There are a few teams, so I stand corrected. That
DeRozan's going to come out with a vengeance.
Huh?
DeRozan's going to come out with a vengeance for the Bulls. I agree.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Giannis is gonna come with a vengeance because I know he feels like
Giannis always comes with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Okay, Giannis always Giannis always when you see number 34 for the Bucks.
No, he goes crazy.
Yeah,
he goes absolutely ballistic. And you have
Best
very few players like that. Giannis, John Morant, Stephen Curry, the Splash Brothers. Okay. You think Klay Thompson's not going to be a little pissed off? Not having played 2 full seasons and only playing half of this year, and everyone expected Game 6 Klay to show up in Boston, and then Steph shows off. You don't think he wants to be a part of? Well, he wants to be a part of it, but I'm meaning this from a competitive standpoint. You think he doesn't want to throw up some big games? Because for a while he was the third option. You had KD, you had Steph, and then you had Klay. Now you got the Splash Brothers winning a championship without KD, which blew that theory far out the window. I mean, think of the teams that they beat to get to the finals. In order: Denver, Memphis, Dallas. They were supposed to meet Phoenix, but
three really good teams
to meet the Phoenix Suns, but the Phoenix Suns choked.
Yep.
And the Phoenix Suns, I hate to say this to Phoenix Suns fans, but the Phoenix Suns are finished.
I agree 100%.
Because they took a sock in the jaw in game 6 and 7. They had no business taking.
And they had no answer for Luka.
Nope, they didn't. Luka did whatever they wanted.
They had no answer for Luka. Riddle me this: how come the Suns had no answer for Luka in game 6 and 7, and yet the Warriors shutting down in 5 games?
Because the Warriors are more of a complete team. That's why.
Yeah, Warriors got great defense to my guys.
You took the correct answer out of Manny. You took the correct answer out of my head. With the Warriors, with Steve Kerr and the Warriors, and I know this from Kerr's days with the Bulls and early on with the Cavaliers, it's all about team basketball, which is why I adored Milwaukee winning the title last year. You know, I was over the roof when the Golden State won because nobody gave Golden State a chance in hell.
Yeah, they got some stuff. They got some luck, a little luck. Like they faced an unhealthy Denver team, and then
okay, Michael, I had to reach through this phone and I had to reach through this computer and laugh in your face.
It did take some. Every championship takes a little luck, and they avoided a healthy Denver. They avoided a healthy Ja Morant, and then then they didn't have to
Ja Morant 3 times before he became unhealthy. Next question.
Nah, he was playing hurt.
Yeah,
that guy was playing hurt.
He was playing hurt.
Yeah, I kind of have to give Mikel that one.
He was playing hurt, so it made it. And then
I mean this jokingly, Manny. You keep out of this. First you're on my side, and then you're on.
But Golden State is, and that's why Kobe saw it with Steph Curry. Like this guy just has this it about him, and Kobe just knew. Hey, shout out to Lou Williams, man. He gave a dope story. I can't remember what show he was on. I think it's All the Smoke, but he was talking about his Kobe memory, and he was saying about Steph Curry. He said they had a game, and Kobe came in like, I figured it out. And they're like, what's wrong with Kobe? And he was like, man, when you guard him, he don't mind if you play him like in his face or behind him, but on his side is when he gets irritated. And he said, like, Kobe shut down Steph. And I just thought, like, damn, I just showed you how much of a lunatic that Kobe was. That
And
he
how
was
much
trying
of
to
a
figure out
student Kobe, and
every
so how
way.
much of a student Kobe was of the game.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he
a
was.
How
menace.
much of a student Kobe was of the game. Let me get on out of here. Big
No,
baby.
Brian, real quick, Brian, thank you so much for coming up. Thank you for
Oh
stopping by.
man.
Appreciate the love and support, man. And
Hey,
you're
I
doing
love
great,
you,
man.
big baby. Love you. Love the program and love the support. I'm gonna get on out of here. Happy Kobe Day to everybody. And I'm going to bed. I'm getting out of here.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you, babe.
And
Love you too, babe.
for the gentlemen, please get yourselves checked out. You're talking to someone who just turned 50 and kicked pancreatic cancer in the ass. Now I got a colonoscopy
Oh
coming up
wow, I
here
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
My surgery was April,
Congratulations for being in remission.
my surgery was April
Yes.
4th. Everything's come back good so far. Just my body having to get used to everything again. I'm gonna have a colonoscopy and get that taken care of. But please get checked and stay. I want everybody to stay healthy because I want to be around for another 50 years and show some more love for you guys when I hang up my microphone. All right.
Most definitely, man. But
All right.
real quick before everybody gets up out of here, what would the Kobe Bryant statue mean to every Laker fan? I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go to Michael, Manny, and then Brian, and then Sean. For me, man, the Kobe Bryant statue mean everything to me, man. I'm going to that once they announce it. I'm gonna be buying tickets to that. I'm gonna be front and center because Kobe is the biggest inspiration to me, you know, and just the hard work and dedication, man. You know, but what like if they when they do the statue, what signature shot is it gonna be? Him fading away or him putting his finger up in an 81-point game?
Fade away.
Fade.
Yeah, I like
Fade
the.
away.
I don't the point after 81 would be so special. You know what I'm saying? Because it's pointing to the heavens and things like that, man. But you know, at this point, it's a must that we get it. You know, Kobe is arguably the greatest Laker of all time. You know, it's just him and Magic are the two names that you think of. But yeah, like it's a must. You gotta have it. You know, just figuring out the right one. I would love if they were to do like the point will be amazing. And you know, you have the 8 in the front, 24 on the back. It's gonna be a monument. You know, it's gonna be
That's my
something.
idea. That was the same idea I actually always think about while they actually portray the fadeaway.
Yeah. So it's like you have to put the double numbers, but yeah, it's a must that they have it. It's going to be a beautiful thing, and it's going to be something that's going to every time people visit LA, it's going to be like, let me get over here to the crypto.com arena so I can take a picture with the Kobe statue. So I can't wait for it.
Yeah, most. Go ahead, Brian.
I will honor Kobe by saying the statue should be a fadeaway. And longtime PA man Lawrence Tanter, I'll do an impression of him. At guard in his 6th year from Lower Marion High School, Kobe Bryant.
Pretty good impersonation, honestly.
Yeah, pretty good impersonation.
I've always loved Lawrence Tanter from his days as a PA announcer at the Forum when he took over in '83.
Yeah,
And I can also say at guard it is 6th year from Michigan State number 32, Magic Johnson. Yeah, let me step away. Thank you. I love you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for letting me up.
Yeah, appreciate
Nice
you.
meeting you. Ciao.
Go ahead, Sean.
Hey man, those are so many great ideas, man. Obviously, I'm gonna take the fadeaway. Sure, if they actually do the announcement, I don't care what, like, yeah, even with Lawrence Taylor, yeah, that'll be excellent. That'll be excellent.
I'm
But yeah.
I'm pulling a Kobe now, man. I sprained my ankle yesterday playing basketball. That shit hurt, and I'm doing the show on a sprained ankle.
Sprained ankle, mamba mentality, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta ice it out. You gotta use icy hot, like icy hot, man.
As Shaq would say, "Man up with icy hot." You know, but thank you everybody for tuning in on this Kobe Day 8/24. Happy birthday, man. We miss you, man. I know you're up there watching over us. You know, your legacy lives on, your inspiration lives on, man. Manny, Mikhail, thank you guys so much. And Sean, Brian, people in the comments, to my wife, love you. And Mamba, everybody, let's get a Mamba out on 3. 1, 2, 3.